Hi, I shall be talking about simultaneous equation. A simultaneous equation is a type of equation in which you are required to find two, three, or more variables at the same time, given either two equations, three equations, or four equations. The typical one we normally know is something of this nature. Let me write, okay, let's say 2x plus what y equals to what 10, and x minus y equals to what 11. This is a simultaneous equation in two variables. All the what a, x, and y that I'm seeing here represent what the variables. While these numbers on the other side are known as what the constant terms. It can equally come in this manner where one is what? One quadratic, like in this place, let's say I have 20 and I have x plus what 4, and 4y is equals to what 5. This is when you have one ratio, that's one quadratic and one linear equation. In this place, two of them are what linear. Chronically, be given what in three linear form, like when you have something like 1x plus y plus what z equals to what 20. I have 2x plus what 3y plus what 2z. Okay, let me say 4z is equals to 1. I have x minus y minus what z is equals to what 10. So this is a simultaneous equation either two. That's in three variables. This in two variables, like two linear equations. This in two variables too, one quadratic and one what linear. Not only can they give you in this plane form, it can equally be given what, let's say in triangular form, where you have maybe an equilateral or triangle in this manner. The mark here, that's to show that all the sides are equal. It may sound like this: x plus y plus what 5 equals to what 10. You may see another one: x plus what y plus 2 is equals to 1. Maybe x minus y minus what 4 is equals to what 12. So in this manner too, you can never be given what a quadratic, a linear what equation. So depending on what you actually what the type of what question they want you to actually solve, it can either come in this manner, in this manner, in this manner, or in this manner. Then there are many methods of what solving what simultaneous equation. So in this video, I'll be talking about only what four methods of them. You can actually look up all other methods from another source. So the first method I'll be talking about what is what elimination what method. After the elimination method, I'll talk about what the substitution what method. The substitution method. After that, I'll talk about what the use of what matrix, or what we normally call what Cramer's rule. Then after that, I'll talk about the use of what cross multiplication method. Now, if I'm explaining this one by one, there might not be enough time. All I have to do, I am going to what draft one example on the board. I'll use this method, this, and this to solve all of them. While I'm solving, I'll be explaining. I think that will be what faster. So let's take a look at one of them. That's one example that I'm going to use four of them. Let's say I have x plus what y is equals to what 1, and x minus y is equals to what 3. And I'm asked to solve this simultaneously. This is what equation, this is my equation 1, equation 2. Now, I want to use elimination method to solve it first. But there are some rules you must understand when you're using this one first. First, if you want to eliminate any of this, that's to make it disappear or to kill it, any language you want to describe it in, you must choose either to eliminate x or y. Now, I want to eliminate y. Now, since I've chosen to eliminate y, the first thing I'll consider is, number one, what is the sign of the y's that I want to eliminate? If you check, the first y has plus and the second one has minus. Any time that the signs are opposite, that's plus and minus or negative and plus, please always add them. But if the signs were to be the same, like when I have something like maybe plus and plus or minus and minus, I will subtract. Just like if someone has chosen to eliminate x, since x is positive and positive here, you subtract. But since I want to eliminate y and the signs of the y are opposite, add them up. That's number one. Two, you must make sure that the coefficient of what you want to eliminate will be the same. The coefficient is the number attached to the variable. For instance, when I write 2x, this 2 is the coefficient of x. So if I write 3y, this 3 is the coefficient of y. Now, if I write let's say m like this m has 1 before it, but you don't normally write that or to show it in math. So there is 1 before this y, there is 1 before this y. Now since I've checked the sign is what? Opposite, then since there is 1 before this y and another 1 before this y, that means the coefficients are what? Equal. If they were not equal, let's assume here is what? 2 and here is what? 3. Use this 3, multiply everything in equation 1. Use this 2, multiply everything in equation 2. That will make it equal. Now since they are equal, I will just go ahead and solve. I will add equation 1 to 2. Why am I adding? The signs, the one I want to eliminate, the signs are what? Opposite. So x plus x, I will have a case of what? 2x. Plus 1 minus y, 0. 1 plus 4, 1 plus 3 is what? 4. Divide both sides by what? 2. Divide both sides by what? 2. This will cancel this one, this will cancel this one. X is equals to what? 2. We have found x. Now, back substitute x equals to 2, either in equation 1 or 2. I prefer using the one that has a positive, rather than the one that has negative. Sometimes it can cause a little bit of what? Confusion. So on that note, I'm going to have 2 plus what? Y is equals to what? 1. Y is equals to what? 1 minus what? 2. Y is equals to what? Minus 1. So we have found x to be what? 2. While y is equals to what? Minus what? 1. Now, I am going to use what? Substitution method to solve the same. And on each case, I should be getting the same value as what? X is equals to what? 2. Y minus 1. That will be our answer. Any method I use, I'm not supposed to get different answer no matter the method I'm going to use. Now over to what? The substitution what? Method. For the substitution method, you choose to what? Make one of the variable the subject formula. That's make it to stay alone. I can make x in equation 1 to stay alone, or y to stay alone, or in equation 2 at the same time. So, but I've chosen to make x the subject formula in equation 2. I prefer manipulating the negative now. So this y is going to go over. So if I remember this one, equation 1, equation what? 2. My equation 3 is going to be what? X equals to what? 3 plus what? Y. I'll call it what? Equation what? 3. Carry this one, replace the x here, because I got this equation 3 from 2. Don't put it back in 2, you fail it. So carry and replace what in equation what? 1. I will have 3 plus what? Y plus what? Y is equals to what? 1. Group like terms. All the y's stay together. If all the y's are staying together, then you move over. I have 1 minus what? 3. I have this plus this is what? 2y. 1 minus 3 is what? Minus 2. Divide both sides by 2, both sides by 2. This cancel, this cancel. Y is equals to what? Minus 1, as before. Now back substitute y equals to minus 1 into what? Equation 3. So I will have substitute y equals to minus 1 into this 3 into equation 3. So I'm going to have x is equals to what? 3 minus 1. X equals to what? 2, as before. Now, I'm going to use what? That's the matrix method to solve it now, or properly maybe the Cramer's rule, if that's what you call it. Now, using that to solve it, first of all, if you are given this, you must transform it to what? Matrix by picking out the coefficient of the variables in question. In this equation 1, x has 1 here. You write that 1. Equation 2, x has 1 here too. You write the 1. In this equation 1 again, y has 1 here. You pick out the 1. But the coefficient of y is what? Minus 1. You will close it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for what? X and y. You open another bracket. I'm looking for x and y. I'll have it this way. You need to wipe these things away. You can just here. Then the last variable is here, which is what? 1 and 3. You say equal to what? 1 and 3. You put it this way. That's the first step. You have transformed that equation to what? Matrix. Now, when you are done with that part, there are 3 things you are looking for. Note, x equals to what? The x over the determinant. While y is equals to what? The y over what? The determinant. A careful look at the denominator here simply means what is what is here. Only those on top are different. So to get this determinant on top, all you have to do is take this first matrix here, find the determinant. How do you find it? This multiply this versus this times this. You subtract 2 of them. That will give you the determinant. So for the determinant, I'm going to have 1, 1, 1 minus 1. So I will have what? Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 times 1 is what? 1. I have what? Minus 2. Now to get the value of what? The x. You know that these values here, I picked them from what? The coefficient of x. Use this number here, replace it, and keep this one constant. So I'm going to have 1 over 3, 1 minus 1. So I'll do the same thing again. This times this is minus 1. Minus this times this is what? 3. So minus 1 minus 3 is what? Minus what? 4. Now to get the y as well, the column of this y, use this, replace it, and keep this one constant. So I have this 1, 1, 1, 3. So I will have 3 times 1, 3, minus this times this 1. 3 minus 1 is what? 2. Now we are done. We are going to what? Impute this 1, 2, 3 values into this place now. So our x equals to what? The x over determinant. From this point now, our dx is what? Minus 4. So I have minus 4. Determinant is what? Minus what? 2. This will cancel this will cancel this. I have what? 2. Now to get our y, I'll say dy is equals to what? Determinant. Now what is our dy? I think it's 2. I have 2. Divided by determinant. Our determinant is what? Minus 2. So this will cancel this. I have what? Minus 1. Now, in that case, I'm still getting x2, y minus 1. Now, using what? The cross multiplication method to solve this question, I will have something of this nature. The original question was what? X plus y equals to 1 and x minus y equals to what? 3. One of the rules of using this cross multiplication method is that before you use it, you must always move these constant numbers to come over to this side. So I'll write them to be what? X plus y minus 1 equal to 0. I have what? X minus y minus 3 equal to what? 0. Now when I do that, you look at this. I have x, b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2, b1, b2. This is a formula I'm using to what? Sorry, that's a cross multiplication word formula. What am I looking for? All the b's you are seeing here represent what? The coefficient of what? Y. It's like saying A, B, C. So this is the B. All the A's are these. All the B's are these. All the C's that I need are this. So for the B's, that's the coefficient of the what? The Y. For the A, the coefficient of the what? The X. For the C, the constant time. So use them and replace them here now. You will have something that looks this way. This is the completion of the formula. So the b1, b2, that's first equation and second equation. So I'll have 1 minus 1. I have c1, c2, c1, c2, minus 1, minus 3. I have a1, a2. I have, that's 1, 1, 1, 1. And I have b1, b2. That's the same thing I began it to end with. So I have 1 minus 1. So endeavor to put your x and y on top. You still use them, because I'm solving with respect to what? X and y. That's why I'm putting it on top. Now, when I'm there, I'll write x is equal to, use something you did in grammar school now. Minus 3 times 1 is minus 3. Minus 1 times minus 1 is positive 1. Is equal to y. 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 3 times this will give me what? Minus 3. Is equals to 1. Minus 1 times 1 is what? Minus 1. Minus 1 times 1 is what? 1. Now simplifying further, I have x is equal to what? That's minus 4. I have y. This is like saying plus 3 minus 1 will give me what? 2. It's equals to what? 1 over what? Minus 2. Now getting to that point, I'm almost done. I will clean here. Then, to get the value of x, equate this to the last term. I'm going to have x minus 4 is equals to what? Minus 1 over 2. Then cross multiply. X equals to what? Minus 4 over what? Minus 2. This take care of this. This cancel. I have what? X2. Now to get the value of y, equate this to the last term again. So I will have something of this nature. Y over 2 is equals to what? 1 over minus 2. Cross multiply. Y is equals to what? 2 over what? Minus 2. This cancel this thing. Y is equals to what? Minus 1. So either way, I am still getting the same answer. So I'm still getting what? The same answer. Now, I will put what? More. Okay, that's example 2. Now I have 3x plus what? 4y plus what? 2. And I have x plus 6y plus what? 2. 4x minus y plus what? 6. So looking at the type of triangle, since I have equal markings on the three sides, simply means what? Is what? equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle is a type of triangle in which what the three sides are what equal and the three internal angles are what equal. So the internal angles I meant are these, and these, but these sides are what equal. So if the three sides are equal, all I have to do equate three of them since they're equal first. So I have 3x plus what 4y plus what 2 is equal to, I have x plus what 6y plus 2 is equal to, I have 4x minus y then plus what 6. So I think that's the first thing I'm supposed to do, because the three sides are what equal. Now all I have to do now is just carry this equation, equate to the last time and simplify. I'll get a new equation. Do the same with this one, equate this to the last one, you do the same, so you get what two equations that you're actually what looking for. Then you just what solve it. Now if I have something of this nature, I will carry this equate to the last one. I have 3x plus what 4y plus 2 is equal to what 4x minus y plus what 6. So on that note, I'll group like terms or just move x and y, that's 4x and minus y over, then move the 2 over. I have 3x minus what 4x plus what 4y plus y is equals to what 6 minus 2. And this note I'm going to have minus x, I have what plus what 5y is equals to what obvious what 4. I will label this my equation what 1. I will repeat the same process, that's equating this to the what the last term again. So if I'm to do that now, I will have x plus what 6y plus 2 is equal to, I have 4x minus y plus what 6. So bring all the x and y over to this side again. I'm going to have x minus what 4x plus what 6y plus what y is equals to what I'll have 6 minus what 2. So that note again, this minus this will give me what minus 3x, 6y plus y will give me what 7y is equals to what minus 4. I'll label this what equation what 2. Now from that point I'm going to solve equation what 1 and 2 simultaneously to get what I need. Remember, the question of this nature could come either to find what the size of the triangle. So what does it mean to find the side of the triangle? When you get the values of x and y, you put them here, you get the side of this one, put them here, get the side of this one, put them here, get the side of this one. Or it could just be find the area or any question. So my main aim here is how to get the values of what x and y. So the subsequent one, maybe the question will come in, but just make sure you find the values of x and y first. Whether you want to find the area, the perimeter, the side of the triangle, if you can't find the x and y, you can't really find any of those. So I will go ahead, let me clean here. So from this point in, I have these two equations to solve what simultaneously. Now, looking at those two equations, I would like to use the cross multiplication method. That's to re-emphasize the point. So before I do that, bring this one over, and this one will come over. So for this equation 1, it's supposed to look appear in this manner: 5y minus 4 is equals to what 0. Then this one under what minus 3x. Then I have what plus what 7y. Then I have what plus what 4 is equal to what 0. That's the way it's supposed to what appear. Sorry, it's supposed to be what positive 4. So here we want minus 4. Now I'll write the same thing again. I have x over what b1, b2, c1, c2, a1, a2, and b1, b2. Then I have the what the y and the 1. So I'm going to what pick out the coefficient again. This x has what minus 1 here, so I'm going to write minus 1. This x is what, okay, sorry, the coefficient of y first. So I have 5 and what 7. The constant term, which is what minus 4 minus 4. The coefficient of the what the x. Now I have minus 1 minus 3. Then repeat the last thing you have here. That's 5 7. I have x, I have the y, I have the 1. Now it's time to cross multiply. So I have what 5 times what minus 4 times 5 is what? I have x on top, I have minus what 20 minus 7 times what 4 will give me something of 28. So that should be minus 28. So this again is I have minus 28 over there is equal to I have y. So this times this will give me what 12 minus 4 times 1 will give me what I think is positive 4 is equal to 1 over this times this is what minus 7 minus 3 times what 15. Okay, 5 will give me what minus 15. So what I have is what x over minus 20 plus what 28 is equals to y over 12 minus what 4 is equals to what 1 over minus 7 plus what 15. Now from that point now, minus 20 plus 28 is what? 8 is equals to what? Y over 12 minus 4 is 8 as well, is equal to what? 1 over, I have, this will give me what? 8 as well. Now I'm almost done. So to get the values of what? The x and the y in that question, all I have to do is what? Carry this, equate to this last time. I have x over what? 8 is equals to what? 1 over 8. Cross multiply. I have x equals to what? 8 over what? 8. This cancels. I have what? 1 as the value of x. To get the value of y, do the same thing. I have y over what? 8 is equals to 1 over 8. So y is equals to what? 8 over what? 8. This cancel. I have this one to be what? 1. So I have found the values of what? X and y to be what? 1, 1. Now, if you are asked to find the size of the triangle, all you have to do, use this 1 and 1, return them here, you get it, you put it here, you get it. But if it's an equilateral triangle that's what? Perfect, you are supposed to get what? The same value when you do one side. So you don't necessarily have to solve the what? The two sides. Okay, the second one is what? On rectangle. You know that in rectangle, the two opposite sides are what? Equal. Why these two sides are what? Equal. So when I have a rectangle, it's not like equating it like the way I did in what? In equilateral triangle. So I need to what? Equate the two opposite sides to get the values of what? X and y. So if I'm to do that, I'm going to have 2x plus what? Y is equals to what? 5x minus 2. Then all do I have to do? Just bring the x over. I'm going to have 2x minus what? 5x plus what? Y is equals to minus 2. From this point, 2x minus 5x will give me what? Minus 3x plus what? Y is equals to minus 2. I will label this my what? Equation 1. Equate this opposite sides as well. So I have x plus y is equal to what? 2x minus y plus 1. Move the x and y over. I'm going to have x minus what? 2x plus y again is equals to what? 1. So this minus this will give me what? Minus x. This will give me what? Plus what? 2y is equals to what? 1. I'll label this what? Equation what? 2 as well. Now, I can use any method to solve it now, but I'll just prefer to use the substitution method. So to emphasize the same point again for those who have not understood it. Now, if that is true, since I have equation 1 and at the same time equation 2, all I have to do now, make one of the variables the subject formula. And I want to make what? X the subject formula in equation 2. All I have to do, move this x over and bring the 1 over. So from equation 2, I have x equals to what? That's 2y minus 1. I'll label this what? Equation 1, 3. On doing that, use this equation 3, so this is in equation 1. So I'm going to have minus 3, this is equation 1. When I want to write this x that is here, I'll put bracket 2y minus 1. Then this one will be what? Plus what? 1 is equal to what? Minus 2. This times this minus what? 6y. This times this plus what? 3 plus what? Y is equal to minus 2. Now from that point now, I will group like terms. Minus 6y plus y is equals to what? Minus 2 minus 3. So minus 6y plus y give me what? Minus 5y is equals to what? Minus 5. So both sides are minus 5, both sides are minus 5. This will cancel. So this will cancel. Y is equals to what? 1. When y is equal to 1, put that 1 here in equation 3 to get the value of what? X. So in doing that, I will have x is equals to what? 2 bracket what? 1 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is equals to what? 1. So y is 1, x is 1 as well. So we shall look at an example that has what? That's the 3 variables are present and you're looking for one of them. So let's see. Okay, so I have another example. That's a simultaneous equation with the 3 variables. Now, our apply matrix is something that, first of all, we have to transform that into what? Matrix by picking out the coefficients. So for that of x, I have 2, 1, 4. So I'm going to have 2, 1, and 4. Then for y, plus 1 minus 1 and 2, I have 1 minus 1 with 2. For z, minus 5, 1 minus 3. I have minus 5, 1 minus 3. Then we close it in brackets. Then, if that is true, I'm looking for what? X, Y, Z. So I'm going to put X, Y, and what? Z there. Equal to the constant term, which is what? Plus 11 minus 6, 8. I have 11 minus 6 and what? 8. Now to find X, I need what? The X over determinant. To find Y, I need what? The Y over determinant. To find Z, I need what? The Z over what? Determinant. Now how do I find the determinant, which is all these things under? all I have to do is to what find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix that I've just gotten from what the transformation. By doing so, I will just simply have to do what? Let me write it here. I'm going to have for the determinant, I will have put the determinant sign. I have 2, 1 minus 5. I have 1 minus 1, 1. Then I have 4, 2 minus 3. Then you assign it plus, minus, and plus. Pick the 2 first. On picking the 2, I will have everything under the row, and those are line. I have minus 1, 1, 2, 3. I have minus 1, 1, 2, and minus 3. Then pick the minus 1 there. All under, and those will go 1, 4, 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3. Then pick the minus 5 there. This will go, this will go. So I have 1 minus 1, 4, which was 2. Then, when I get to that point now, I'll do the usual thing. So this times this is what? Positive 3. Minus this times this is what? 2. I have minus 1. This times this is what? Minus 3. Minus this times this is what? 4. Minus 5. Okay, sorry. This times is what? 2. Minus this times is what? Minus what? 4. Then simplifying further, I have, let me use this column. I have 2 brackets. Then I'm going to have this minus is what? Is what? Is 1. Then if that is true, I'll move to the next one, minus 1, which is here. So I have minus 3 minus 4 is what? Minus 7. So I have minus 7 in the bracket. And the last one, then I have what? Minus 5. 2 together with this negative is what? Plus. That's 2 plus 4. I'm going to have what? 6. So I have this times is what? 2. This is what? I have plus what? 7. This is what? I have minus 30. So 2 plus 7 is what? 9. Minus what? 30. So 9 minus 30 is what? Minus 21. So we have gotten the what? The determinant. Now, to find the x, I will omit this coefficient of what? X, while I substitute the column with what? 11 minus 6, 8. But it's just safer, like if I'm bringing this one over, I'll just shift these people, then I will just repeat this one. So that's what I'll be doing. So when I'm omitting this one, I will just, as if I'm pushing these two. So doing that, all I have to do is what? Clean here. Then I'll write this one first. I'll have 1 minus 1. I'll have what? 2. Then write this one, I have minus 5. Then I have what? 1 minus 3. Then from that point, I'll repeat this one. I have 11 minus 6 and what? 8. Then I've done that. So I'll repeat what I've done here again. Then I have what I need. So let me write it over. I've gotten the determinant to be what? Minus 21. Now repeat the same process for the subsequent ones. I will have, pick the one first. So I have what? Plus 1. That. This will go, this will go. So I have what? 1 minus 3. Then I have what? Minus 6, 8. Pick the what? The minus 5 together. It has 2 minuses. That's what? Minus, minus 5. Then over there, I'm going to have this will go, this will go. So I have minus 1, 2. Then I have what? Minus 6, what? 8. Pick the what? 11. I have what? This will go, this will go. So I have minus 1, 1, 2, minus 1, 3. Doing the usual, so I'm going to have plus 1. This times is what? 8 minus this times is, I have plus what? 18. So I'm going to have it this way. Okay. With the minus. Okay. Then this together is what? Plus 5. So this times is what? Minus 8 minus this times is what? Minus 12. I have plus what? 11. This times is what? Positive 3 minus this times is what? 2. So I'll continue further. So I have, using here, I have plus 1 bracket. 8 minus 18 is what? Minus 10. Then here I have what? Plus 5 outside. Then I have positive 12 minus 8 will give me around positive what? 4. So I move over to the other one. I have what? Plus 11. So I have 11, 3 minus 2 is what? 1. So this times is what? Minus 10. This times this will give me what? Plus what? 20. So this times is what? Plus what? 11. Minus 11 plus 10 is what? 1. So that 1 plus 20 is what? 21. So we have found our dx to be equal to what? 21. Now let me do the same thing for what? Y. Then I'll leave you to do the z at your own convenience, and that's to find the value of what? Z. Now for me to get the value of what? I want to repeat that of y before I can find what x and y, then you're gonna tell this one by yourself. Now I need to what omit this column of what y while I push this one over and this will replace it. So if that is true, let me clean this again. Then first digit here is what? Okay, I have 2, 1, 4. Push this one over, I have minus 5. Then I have what? 1 minus 3. Then repeat the last one, the last column, I have 11 minus 6 and 8. Then I will repeat the same process again. So I can clean here. So from that place I pick what? Plus 2. When I pick plus 2, this will go, this will go. So I have 1 minus 3. I have what? Minus 6 what? 8. Minus minus, that's together with the 5 again. So I'm going to have something of this nature. That's minus 5. Minus 5 again. Then I will have, when I pick the minus 5, this will go, this will go. So I have 1, 4. I have what? That's minus 6 and what? 8. That's together with this. That's 1, 4 minus 6, 8. Then picking the plus 11, I will have this will go, this will go. I have 1, 1. Then I have 4 minus 4, 3. Now from that point again, I'll cross multiply. I'll have this times this is what? 8 minus this times this. That's 18. Plus 5. This times is what? 8 minus this times is what? 24. That's minus 24. Sorry about that. Plus 11. So this times is what? Minus 3 minus this again is what? That's 4. So I will continue. So I have what? The plus 2. 8 minus 18 is what? Minus 10. Then I have plus 5 outside. Then 8. The two negatives together is what? Plus. So 8 plus what? 24. It's supposed to give me around what? 32. So I have 32 there. Then I have what? 11 plus 11. So I have minus 7 minus 3 minus 1 is what? Minus 7. So this times is what? Minus 22. So when I multiply 5 with 32, I will get. So when I say this times this, I'm going to get plus 160. This times is what? Minus 77. So that's 10 there. 2 times 10 is what? Minus 20. So from that point again, let me clean this. I will have everything there. When you sum it up, that's going to be what? 160 minus 20 minus what? Minus 77. I'm going to have positive 63. So my dy is what? 63. So to get the value of x is equals to what? The x over what? Determinant. The x there from what I found is what? I have 21 over what? Minus 21. So this will go into this. I have what? Minus 1. So that's the value of what? X. To get the value of y, I have y is equals to what? Determinant over what? Dy over determinant. So I have what? 63 over the determinant being what? Minus 21. So this into this, I have what? Minus 3. So you can repeat the same process to find the value of what? Z. It's just the same thing. So when you're replacing that of what? That of Z. Remember, this was a replaced one when I actually what? Omitted the values of what? Y by shifting this over. So when you want to get that of Z, you write the column for what? X. Repeat that of what? Y. And this should be constant. So the only thing that will be here is that you have to change this thing back to the original coefficient of what? Y to get the value of what? Z. Thank you so much. And recall that what? Z is giving us what? The Z over what? Determinant. So determinant is already here for you. That's what? Minus 21. And thank you so much for watching.